Project Engage 416 is an expansion and new component of the Toronto Police Service's greater gang prevention strategy that will focus on implementing the evidence-based Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention's comprehensive gang model at a neighborhood level, modified to fit the diverse needs of the residents of the City of Toronto. Project Engage 416 will action the solutions solicited from community members during the Toronto Police Service's 31 gang prevention town halls that were hosted between September 2019 and March 2020 in the 31 lowest equitable and most gang-impacted neighborhoods.
Based on the 5 core strategies: community mobilization, opportunities provision, social intervention, suppression, and organizational change and development, Project Engage will focus on conducting an intense community outreach effort in 12 of the most gang-impacted neighborhoods in the City of Toronto's Northwest Quadrant, 12, 23, and 31 Division.
Project Engage 416 has 5 goals. Number 1 is to develop a community-involved neighborhood team focused on education, prevention, intervention, and suppression of guns and gangs, sexual violence and harassment, and human trafficking.
2. To develop and establish a neighborhood which will become the primary delivery mechanism for the social intervention and opportunities provision strategy.
Number 3 is to identify and deploy evidence-based primary, focused on the entire population of a neighborhood, and secondary, focused on activities and services targeting young people, primarily between the ages of 7 to 14, who are at high risk of joining gangs, being victimized by sexual violence and harassment, or being manipulated in human trafficking prevention efforts.
4. Identifying and deploying evidence-based intervention strategies in a comprehensive manner to those that are identified as being gun and gang involved, the aggressor in sexual violence and harassment, and those involved in all aspects of human trafficking, victims and victimizers.
And number 5, to engage in social and evidence-based crime suppression strategies through all partners working together to hold the targeted gang members accountable at a community and justice level.
The Neighborhood Teams. The Neighborhood Teams is at the core of Project Engage 416 strategy and is the primary delivery mechanism for the social intervention and the opportunities provision strategy of this project. The Neighborhood Teams also play a key role in identifying organizational change and development strategies that should be undertaken with the key focus ultimately on targeting gang members. The Neighborhood Team aims to include representatives of the following:
law enforcement, outreach workers, adult probation and parole, youth probation, grassroots agencies, social services, family services, employment agencies, schools, mental health, faith-based organizations, community members, city services, community housing, local business reps, and corrections. Project Engage 416 aims to utilize education, prevention, intervention, and suppression activities.
Education, outreach, and public relation activities include impactful content creation and delivery through YouTube, a Project Engage 416 podcast, a Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter, co-content creation and delivery with local Toronto high-profile social media users, and marketing and public relation material, practices, and timelines.
Prevention activities are focused on the entire population of a high-crime and high-risk community, conducting workshops and training to increase community awareness about gangs, human trafficking, sexual assault, and sexual violence, working to change conditions contributing to gang involvement within the targeted community, creating a one-stop resource center that facilitates effective distribution of help and support services, and creating procedures for community members to report crimes.
Intervention activities include drug and alcohol treatment, mental health and anger management counseling, job training and placement, transportation assistance, tattoo removal, legal assistance, transitional and re-entry services, and mentoring by outreach staff to develop skills and to provide the target group with positive adult relationships and role models.
And suppression activities include participating in joint police and probation activities, targeting enforcement to the times, places, and events in which intelligence, data, and historic gang enforcement patterns indicate that gangs are active, designing investigative strategies to address specific gang-related crimes, executing directed patrols of locations where gang members congregate, conducting community forums to address incidents, establishing community prosecutions and vertical prosecution strategies to prosecute gang members more effectively, and to encourage making informal contacts with targeted gang-involved youth and their family. Project Engage 416 is focused on 12 neighborhoods in Northwest Toronto. In 12 Division, those neighborhoods are Rustic, Brookhaven Amesbury, Mount Dennis, and Keelsdale Eglinton West.
In 23 Division, those neighborhoods are Kingsview Village, the Westway, Mount Olive, Silverstone, Jamestown, Willow Ridge, Martin Grove, and Westview, as well as Elms and Old Rexdale.
In 31 Division, those neighborhoods are Humber Summit, Humbermead, Glenfield Jane Heights, and York University Heights. There are 17 different performance measures for Project Engage 416. A decrease in sexual violence and harassment,
A decrease in gun and gang related violence, and a decrease in human trafficking.